Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you the initial checkout of a Radio Shack French style telephone, and this is Hubbard's telephone from Texas. And so basically this telephone was sent to another repair company, and that repair company sent it straight to us, and we are to deal with the customer directly. And so the note on this telephone is they can't dial out, works in one phone jack, all of the rest, nothing works at all. So basically, don't really understand it only works in one phone jack. They may have some issue going on with their phone jacks, and at this point this telephone was probably surged. So it's very possible they might be having some problems with some of their telephone jacks, because there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to walk up to any telephone jack with this telephone when the jack is working properly and plug this telephone in and at least get a ring cycle out of it and dial tone and transmit. The issue is it will not dial out, and so we're going to work off that situation, that it does not dial out. And this is the initial checkout. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and ring the telephone. I'll let that go a couple times. Give you some dial tone. And since we can't dial out, I'm just going to tap the line, the hook switch, and now I want to transmit into the handset. And if you watch this red light here on the analyzer, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. So we know that this telephone gets its ring cycle. It also has receive and transmit. So I'm going to unplug it from the analyzer, and we have this telephone apart because this is the initial checkout, and we are troubleshooting this telephone. So basically what it comes down to is we have our keypad here. We have a couple of different areas of the board here. This would be back in the ring cycle area, the ring circuit. And then up front here, what we have is a pulse generator IC chip. And then we also have a tone generator IC chip. And so basically our tone generator IC is bad, but yet these two chips work in conjunction. So when one's changed, the other should be changed also. The problem with that is that one chip we can find on the other side of the world, and the other chip we can find on the other side of the world of that. And by the time they were purchased, I don't even want to mention how much they want for these chips, and they're obsolete. They no longer make them, which is not uncommon in a lot of telephones, but they no longer make these two chips, and they are obsolete. I'm not sure who designed this board for Radio Shack, but they really didn't have much to do. And so basically what they did was they shot themselves in the foot. This board at this era of electronics could have been designed and engineered off of one IC chip. And so why they use two is probably just to waste time, and they didn't have much of anything to do. So they created this kind of a mess. So what we have to do to repair this telephone, since replacing both chips at the same time is going to kind of blow the repair out of the water, is we need to take and install a tone generator to this style keypad. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to redesign the telephone because we want to save our ring cycle and our circuit, but we also want to save our receive and transmit off of this board because our hook switches are also located here. And so probably the most logical thing to do at this point, since the board has, you know, such a really poor design when it comes to the touch tone and pulse circuit, we need to just go ahead and incorporate a touch tone generator to this keypad. So that's what we're going to be working on and working towards repairing this telephone for the customer. And then we will deal with the customer directly. So we're going to take a short break from the video, and we're going to start our conversion and figure out the best way we want to try to design this out. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we have reconfigured our tone generator into the circuit. And so basically what you see here is the leftover board and ribbon cable from the original design, which we no longer need, and I'm going to cut that out of the circuit. So what we had to do is reconfigure the original keypad to our board, and then we also had to swing the other half of our board over and tuck it up underneath the original mount for the keypad. So it took a little bit of redesign and configuration, and we've got that squared away now, and we wired it into our circuit. But we are going to do away with the original tone generator IC. We no longer need it, and then we are going to cut our ribbon cable back and out of the situation. We don't no longer need that. So I'm going to go ahead and plug the telephone in. I'm going to go ahead and hold the hook switches, and I'm going to ring the unit. Let that go one more time. I'm going to go one more time on the ring to give you some dial tone. Now what we want to do is we want to use our new keypad, basically, our redesign. If you watch the analyzer, you'll see the numbers go by. I'm going to end in a 2. I'm going to do that one more time. Walk through the numbers here. I'm going to end in a 2. I want to transmit into the handset. So if you watch this red light here on the analyzer, that's an indication every time that light lights of 100% modulation. So basically what's happened here is the transmit and receive, the original circuit for that is still intact, and so is the original circuit for the ring circuit. The only thing that changed is we incorporated our own tone generator circuit, and that way we no longer need the original, and so we will cut that away. And I can probably just do that right now. I'll go ahead and cut that out of the circuit. It's not needed, and we'll take this out. Now I will take a look at that because I want to clean that up a little bit. They also had the ICs in a socket, so we're going to go ahead and remove that. It's not needed any longer. We'll move that to the side, and we'll go ahead and remove the second one. So now what we can do is make our connection again. Give you some dial tone, and go ahead and dial our numbers out one more time. I'm going to end in a 2. I'm going to transmit again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Hello. Hang up. Ring our telephone. Dial tone. So we're just doing checks right now to make sure that everything that we're have going on here now in our redesign is fine. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a break from the video, and I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together again. But as far as the old board, tone generators, and pulse generator, we no longer need them in the circuit. It's been bypassed, and now we have our new design here. So we're going to take a break and get everything back together again and make sure, do a final check on all of our connections and everything that we've done, and we'll do some final checks here in a second. We'll be right back. Okay, we're finished up with this telephone, and everything is back together again, and we're ready to do our final checks. So we'll go ahead and ring the telephone. Now, it does ring a little louder than, I'm not sure if the video's picking it up, but it's because it's sitting on a towel here, and if you picked it up, it's a little louder than what you would hear normally with a towel. So I'll let that go a couple times. Let it go one more time. Give you some dial tone. We want to go ahead and dial our numbers again. And end in a 2. I'm going to go ahead and transmit into the handset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like we said earlier, every time you see that red light on the analyzer, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Okay, so we know that this telephone is working properly now. So what we can do is we can move it over to a regular line, and we'll call like a time and temp number. Give you some dial tone.
Good evening. 2 Ford stores, 1 great company. Offenburg Ford. A short drive to great value. Today is Thursday, September 20th. The time is 9:39. Current temperature 67 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast. Mostly cloudy tonight, 40% chance of a shower and a thunderstorm, a low in the low 50s. Showers and thunderstorms likely on Friday, a high in the mid-70s.
Okay. We'll call one other number. We'll call my number, and it'll be busy. So we know that this telephone is fully functional now, and you know, when you work on something and somebody says, hey, you know, do you have any parts left over? Well, yeah, we do. So you can actually repair something and have some parts left over. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes that's for the best. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is Hubbard's French-style Radio Shack telephone from Texas, and it was sent in by another repair company that took it in and sent it directly to us. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.